All right. One other thing that I forgot to mention in the other lecture that I taped. We need to talk about Essay 3 a little bit. Obviously, if you haven't yet completed Essay 2 and you haven't talked to me, please talk to me. Send it in as soon as you can. Reach out to me if you're struggling with it. I want to help. I want everybody here to pass Writing 111. And everybody who's still in this class, who's still, was consistently coming before we all had to, not come to actual in-person classes, they still can pass. There's still hope for you. All right. Let's talk about SA3. Share screen, share screen, share screen, share screen. Right. So, first thing to note, page length, 4 to 5 pages. This was originally slated to be 5 to 6, but I cut it down just a tad for us. And we've got 2 prompts here. So, first one, I'll let you read over on your own. I guess one big picture thing to say about both of these prompts is that similar to the calling essay for LIBA, the final essay you wrote for LIBA last year, this essay is going to ask you to, using an analysis of multiple texts, answer some questions. So, for example, over here, in prompt number 1, you will use 2 or more of the following texts, right? How Nationalism Can Destroy a Nation, Introduction to the 1619 Project, and or Claudia Rankine's Citizen, to answer 1 or more of the following questions here. Now, I have kind of this paragraph, I know probably looks kind of intimidating, but if we skip to the bottom of it, I have some optional questions you could choose to write towards. What is the importance of, so using 2 to 3 of these texts, How Nationalism Can Destroy a Nation, Hannah Jones, yada yada, or Claudia Rankine, what is the importance of remembering and forgetting to national identity? Should anything be forgotten in the interests of national unity? How does race challenge or affirm the importance of forgetting history? Why should we remember or forget troubling history? How does Citizen use poetry to remember? What is its effect? So, important to note here, these are just example questions you could use to write your essay. Obviously, part of the task here is going to be 1, either coming up with your own question, or 2, making sense of the questions that I've supplied for you, figuring out how you understand them for yourself, and then writing your essay. So I skipped this whole section here, but definitely read this before you decide which one of these prompts you're going to do. So that's prompt 1. Prompt 2 is with Dillard and Wolfe. Both works are similar in title and putative subject. They talk about moths dying, but they're very different. This is a 2-parter. If you're going to do this prompt, you need to do step A first. First, consider the form of these 2 essays. How do they compare to one another stylistically? Ideally, once you do short skills 7, you should have some answer for this question. Then, once you have an analysis of the form and style of these texts, write a thesis-driven essay that answers 1 or more of these questions. How do these texts conceptualize the relationship between life and death? Are they polar opposites, or is their relationship more fluid? What is the work of the living? What is the relationship between the figure of the writer in these texts and the ill-fated moth? You got to use an analysis of form. to help support your arguments. So, you know, similar to essay 2, the text is your evidence, right? You're trying to come up with a reading for what these texts are saying about these big issues, about these big questions here. Your evidence here is the text itself. Okay. Also, my little disclaimer here, you can come up with your own question. And I think that's a great choice for a lot of you, but please run it by me first. I'll let you read the consider stuff yourself. Here's the rubric. And that's most of it. Okay. The other thing that's different about this, our whole peer review structure is going to be scrambled a little bit. There'll be more on this later, but it's going to be done through Google Docs. There's going to be 2 working drafts you submit to me and 1 final draft. So what's nice about this is we're going to have, spend 2 weeks essentially workshopping this piece of writing that you're producing here. So by the time you're done with it, by the time you go through 2 peer review processes, if you're putting in the work, putting in the effort, you should have a pretty solid piece of writing by the time it comes time to submit it. Look at the relevant deadlines for this. All of the information sheets for pre-writing are all up on Foxtail. So that's cool. You can all check that out now if you want to. And then the other thing I have to talk about is the attendance policy. Where did I bring that up? Okay, so essentially, what I said in the email, we've got a 4-year-old. Can you say hi? Okay. I'm going to be done really soon, so I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye. Hey, Stella. I'm actually recording a lecture for my class. Would you mind going upstairs?
No, I want to sit down.
No, you can't, sweetie. Take a seat either behind me on the couch or go upstairs. Your choice. Okay, so.
I'll play by myself.
Sounds good. So the attendance policy, obviously we can't meet in person anymore. So instead of having that, which wouldn't make any sense anyway, I will mark you present if you do the discussion posts and other activities that are due each week. So to be marked present for both class sessions for this week, you need to do these 3 forms. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Submit to those 3 forums, write your discussion post, write your replies by the deadline, and I'll mark you present. As always, you can check your attendance on Foxtail by clicking on this button here. And yeah, I think that's it. All right. Thank you for bearing with me. And let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.
So you're done?